Hello everyone, welcome to this session. I am Sayukta Saxena, Certified Zentangle Teacher. Today's session is about the tangle mysteria. Yeah, a mysterious tangle. No, not really. Very simple strokes. Very familiar tangle. We have already learned tangles like squid. I think this tangle will not be very difficult for you to draw because the strokes are very much similar. Right, so mysteria is again a very organic looking tangle. Somebody also used it as a nest, yeah, where birds live, and drew two eggs over it. I saw a tile like that also. So it's a nice tangle to learn. It's a tangle original, again open to many tangulations and uses. So let us first learn how to draw the basic tangle, and then we shall again draw a tile together using the tangle mysteria and a few more tangles to go along, right? So let's get started. So the basic pattern mysteria has strokes similar to the tangle squid that we learned earlier. Remember, Bronx chair in the center and some tentacle like things coming out, or leaf like shapes. So mysteria is the same, just that it is not arranged in any form. These, for example, if this is the space that we have, then we will just draw these sharp leaf-like shapes, or whatever you want to call arcs, curves, moving in a hollyhock fashion. Yeah, so we are drawing behind here, but not thinking much where, what, how to draw, and just drawing randomly, just like twigs or straws lying on the floor. Yeah, that's why some people also feel that it looks like a nest when I complete the tangle. You may also feel the same. Yeah, so now that I have drawn these, yeah, then the in between spaces I am just going to add orbs. Yeah, so the tangle tipple, again a combination of two tangles. So you can add big ones, you can add small ones, you can introduce some other patterns such as caviars. Yeah, so the basic tangle has tipple. I hope it is clear. I'll just zoom in a little. Yeah, so the basic tangle has the pattern tipple inside it. So all these in between spaces to be filled up with tipple. Yeah, like this, all the spaces. So basically a combination of two patterns, something like anise also. Yeah, just that anise is surrounded by flux like or droplet kind of shapes, and this has these sharp edged leaf or tentacle like shapes. Yeah, so just fill up the entire space with tipple. This is how the tangle looks like after you fill in all the in between spaces, yeah, with the pattern tipple. So now how do we generally shade it? Generally it is shaded as a whole, and we don't get into shading every element of it, and it looks nice that way only. Yeah, but if you want, you can go into shading these. Yeah, but it looks nice when you shade it as a whole and not get into shading every element. If you have some really big orbs there, then you can get into giving it a droplet kind of look. Yeah, so that's entirely up to you, but the general way to shade is shade it as a whole. Just add graphite at the edges and blend it, bring it towards the center and highlight the center. Yeah, so that simple a pattern, basically a combination of two and very simple strokes. Just the way you use it adds a lot of mystery. We shall draw a tile together and you will be able to figure that out yourself. Yeah, so something like anise also. Yeah, so let me show you a few tiles. You will get a better idea of how you can use it differently. So this is the teaser that I posted. You can see how mysteria looks like along with well. And then this is again Mysteria with Huggins and Perk and some flux, Tanglation, Brace. Yeah, so it's about arrangement. The look at the tangle is pretty organic, I would say. Again, Mysteria here. So just the nature of orbs a little different, and you can see how different the look becomes with frondus and some other fescue and few more patterns. Yeah, again this is the tile I posted with drawings. Yeah, and Mysteria here, right, and some diva dance to go along. So there are so many ways you can go about using. Let us draw today another tile using it a little more differently, create that mystery effect. Yeah, so I'm just going to start randomly, just create one area like this, random. Yeah, and then I'm going to add some moons. So add few layers of crescent moon inside. So let me first add the moons, probably a little bigger. Yeah, and then I pick up my PN, or you can pick up your 08 and just quickly ink these. I'm sorry, my throat is not behaving well. So just take your time, fill up the moons. If you don't want to fill it up, you can also add some other pattern inside, that's okay. I somehow like the drama that this inking adds, so I will stick with that. So just fill up these moons. Yeah, so done with the inking, and now I'm again going to switch my pen to the normal 01 and start adding a couple of auras. So go slow, take your time. So crescent moon being one of the first patterns, first few that are taught to any beginner, somebody who is new to Zentangle, because of this auraing, because it establishes the importance of auraing in Zentangle, what simple auras can create. Yeah. So just add these auras, couple of them, not too many, but I would like them to start overlapping and then stop there. Yeah, so that's the whole idea. Yeah, so they have started to kind of overlap at places. So your auras need not be perfect, so just don't worry about whether the lines are perfect, whether the curves are perfect. Few things come with practice, so just don't bother and just keep going. Your hand will get more stable as you draw more tiles, practice the pattern more. Yeah, so I think I'm going to stop here, not add more. And then in a mysterious fashion the mysteria will come out, hidden behind somewhere, overlapping, drawing behind. Yeah, so kind of mystery about what is behind and where is it coming from. So just take your time and yeah, some drawing behind here, whichever way you find it comfortable. I'm sorry. Yeah, so yeah, I think that will do. Now since we have tipple, so I'm going to add a combination of tipple and caviar. Caviar being a circle, another circle, leave some space and ink the rest. Right, so I'm going to add both. Where I have little more space, maybe I'll think about adding some caviars also. Yeah, so go slow, take your time. Spaces are small, so yeah, so simple exercise, nothing much, just about how you use the pattern. Patterns are mostly very simple to draw, but they provide you ample of opportunities to play around. So just let your imagination flow, make the tangle your own. Create interesting tangulations, but first master the original tangle. Yeah, only when you remember the original can you create or play around with it. Yeah, so I think that would be enough. Yeah, so now I'm going to add one or two auras outside. Probably in a diva dance kind of way. So add hums here and there and then add one or two more auras. Yeah, you can add simple auras also, just having fun. So since there are a lot of curves here, so you can always consider adding some hums here and there instead of simple aura. Yeah, again nice curve here, so just fill in. Yeah, yeah, so now moving on to the next layer, closely aura what you have drawn. Yeah, So keep rotating your tile, don't move your hand much. Another aura, I've already started with it. We'll see if we want to add one more. Let us first add one plain aura. Yeah, so again we can add few hums here and there. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'll now add the last one. So Diva Dance, again a very versatile pattern. You can use it anywhere, anyway. Adjust itself to any kind of spaces that you have. And really simple to draw. Again, a simple aura based tangle where you are just adding humps to curvy lines and then auraing. Yeah. So now rest of the spaces, again up to you, whole lot of tangles that you can use. Let us draw the pattern Senna. Yeah, so I'm going to add some S shapes and C shapes. We already know how to draw the pattern Senna, again totally line based, right? So I have started with this curvy line, added weight at the end, putting some pressure from where the lines are starting, right, that is here, and then going easy, yeah, like this. Again totally aura based pattern, nothing else. So you can well imagine the importance of auraing in Zentangle. So many patterns which are only based on auras and lines. Yeah, so let me come here first, complete this part probably. Yeah, so I hope you can see it clearly. Yeah, so I'm now going to extend this part. So this one I'm going to probably take one or two like this and then roll it like this. Yeah, so you can maneuver it the way you want. Just maintain the same distance between auras preferably, but it's okay. But you will not be able to replicate my Senna, let me tell you, yeah, because everybody would draw it differently. It is practically impossible to replicate a Senna because there are so many auras involved. Yeah, so just follow one sequence, whatever comes to your mind. Don't bother about not looking like mine, that's okay. Yeah, so again a small curve here, and then again I am going to continue from here. Then you can again add a curve. Yeah, so continuing with the same sequence of auraing. Yeah, so now we can continue, probably start the next one, or we can continue the auras a little more. So I'm going to start the next one now. Just adding some weight, V kind of shape at the end, and inking it in. Yeah, I hope it is clear. So Sena is a great meditation. Just take deep breaths and enjoy each stroke and see how beautifully the lines work for you. Everybody's Sena would be different because, as I said, it is not practically possible to replicate so many lines. So just follow a sequence, go with the flow, enjoy each stroke. The process is all that matters. Yeah, end result will be good. So give me a little time and I will just continue in the same fashion and get back. Yeah, so I'm now on the last one and going to start again in the opposite direction. Auras. Put a little pressure on the pen at the beginning of the line and then go easy. Auras and some weight at the end of the line. Auras. Yeah, then just continue adding these auras. Pure line work and nothing else. Yeah. A beautiful pattern. Now going to turn like this. Again start adding some weight. Yeah, so just go slow, take your time, draw each stroke with full concentration, enjoy each stroke. So just going with the lines, the way they take me, I'm just going that way, not thinking much. They want me to turn, I'm turning. They want me to go straight, I'm going straight. So filled up that space and now this much left, so just follow the suit. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, so let us now move on to shading. Yeah, so shading, first thing I'm going to add some graphite here inside. So you can also add some black watercolor or gray watercolor pencil inside. Yeah, then add little graphite here from where the lines are emanating. Yeah, and then outline my inner this circle or whatever you want to call this shape that I have created in between. Yeah, so just going to outline that. And Senna is simple, just add some shading here wherever the lines are merging, wherever lines are emanating, intersecting. So pretty simple to shade Senna. Yeah, so let us start to blend. So just with the light hand pull the graphite towards the center. Let the mystery unravel behind the mysteria. Yeah. Yeah. Next is to blend these spaces. Don't blend too much. Right, and then moving on to the outside of this shape. So the thicker graphite, the darker graphite you put on the outside, the shape will start to float on the surface of the Senna. Yeah, so that's the effect this shading is going to have, as if it is floating on the Senna. Yeah, and then we will shade our Senna. So Senna does not require much of shading. Just go with minimalistic shading here because we have already put some pressure on the pen, right? So this section is already dark, so you just need to highlight it a little. Yeah. A little at the ends probably, not much. So that they look in sync with the rest, not absolutely white. Yeah. Yeah, so if you want, you can add some highlights here and there on your senna or in the center. I don't feel the need to. You can highlight your crescent moon a bit. Just add some chalk in the center like this. Yeah, and senna here and there, probably wherever lines are taking a curve, you can add some highlights here and there. Yeah, that's about it. So that's our tile for today. Let me zoom in a little. Yeah, so this is the Tangle Mysteria, and these are few other uses of the same tangle. This one I've used it in the center. Yeah, so let us now close our tile. I shall initial it and sign and date it. And we shall meet again with another News and Tangle original. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.